He's digging his dick.
짜프리가 조언을 꺼내고 있어요.
Escalate, Kuno! His dick is out! You're afraid!
Pigs in there, Kuno. Somebody, please.
How did we get here? How did this happen? This makes no sense. There may still be a way out. Just appeal to his reason. You didn't shut him down. Your fat fist didn't.
Kuno can't believe pig.
Fucked your shoulder, fucked your knee, fucked your...
Officer, you need to...
That's what you get if you fuck with. Kuno's just gonna beat the
Now, how...
아, 개새끼 씨발놈. 잼민이 새끼 빠로로 대가리 까고 싶다 그냥.
Kuno's
If the
Oh yeah, nappa gumpy, Kuno!
can't talk, pig. Shit's coming up strong.
shit coming up strong. I mean,
Yeah,
Kuno's right.
he should...
The fuck does Kuno know what a rape? All right, entertain the Kuno.
it's always Kuno, never.
The fuck.
Watch out! Help!
Help! He's got the help.
Escalate!
Pigs in there, Kuno. Somebody.
How did we get here? How did this happen? This makes no sense. There may still.
빡쳐서 Alt F4 씹새끼 죽인다. 술 한잔 한다네. 술 한잔 했습니다. 씨발놈. 응? 술 안 받아왔어? 술 안 받아왔어? 술 받아온다. 술 받아온다. 술 받아온다. 빤스런? 술 받아온다. 내 모든 걸 걸어서 이 새끼를 죽이겠어.
Can I help you? God.
Oh, but he should. Of course you do.
Wonderful.
It is.
What? What does that mean? Cock carousel? Huh?
Yeah. This.
Does it mean
What else do you need? The man Lee.
she broke the... I should have known.
Or, yes, the bird is connected to this.
Huh. They ride the cock now. Let me...
And there we have.
오케이. 오케이. 딱 대라. 딱 대라 이 개 같은 잼맹이 새끼.
Well, hello. Someone seems to have found him. Light reflects off. Wow, the gods of mass production have made this alcohol container. There's a satisfying pop as the cork jumps out.
고각 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 고각.
A golden sun
죽이누만.
from the
Look, see, it's
You belittled yourself before the Kuno. Now you must seek his forgiveness.
이봐, 이런 내 사건 현상에 있어. 근데 대사가 왜 다르냐? 술 꼬니까 씨발 대사가 다른데?
whoa.
He's trying to
Reminisce with Kuno.
Yeah, Kuno.
How are you gonna make Kuno?
A material offering is implied. He wants stuff. Only stuff can make it okay again.
Don't listen. You can pay tribute to Kuno.
Please don't.
Don't listen to the. You can pay tribute. Stay the fuck away. What? Do you think Kuno's fucking 80 years just because you get high off that shit? Trying to get a 12.
Alcohol use has been declining in the under 60. What are you doing? No, you really.
You don't fucking matter, book him.
But why? You're turning this into a huge thing. You're totally unraveling, officer.
뭔가 이상하다. 원래 이 시점이 맞아? 이상한데? 설마 아까 알뜰 폭발할 때 그 자동 세이브가 됐나?
Look, see, it's the fucking war pig.
아 씨발 자동 세이브 됐나 보다. 좆됐다 이거. 좆됐다 씨발 1시간 전으로도. 아!
Look, see, it's the
You belittled yourself before the Kuno.
whoa.
He's trying to
Reminisce with Kuno.
Yeah, Kuno. What was that?
How are you gonna make Kuno forget?
A material offering is implied.
What are you?
아! 씨발 안 돼. 못 참는다 씨발. 30분 다시 한다 이 개새끼들.
As you turn, a bright light catches your. So, from a distant sunset, what are you? Deaf? Yeah, you have. With a sudden.
Oh, it's you again. Oh, it's you again. Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a dad?
You feel nothing. If anything, she.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die? Oh, it's you again.
아 존나 빡치네 진짜. 존나 빡치네 진짜. 이걸. 아 이런 할머니 배지도 다시 받아와야 되잖아. 생각해보니까 족같다 그냥.
Tell her how ghastly.
But what else did you find? A novelty dice maker? Well, I don't understand.
The narrative, she just don't. To hell with it. Perchance.
Oh, how? Tell me. Did you find a way to break the curse? Guillaume, all that matters is thank you, officer. Truly.
She's so bad.
All right then. All's well.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are new.
Wonderful. Browbritter is a fun game of economic competition. Don't be so hard on yourself, sir. For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. Lousy or I've heard they turn.
An endless variety. There's also books in a board game section. There's a box. That price is steep.
씨발 존나 비싸네.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more?
안녕하세요.
The display rack is.
Oh, man from here, blood and violence, scantily clad women. What does it matter? If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Hyung Dalaman.
아 할머니 배치 빨빨빨 배치 빨 돌려주셈. 배치 빨 돌려주셈 할머니. 멘탈이요? 나 생각보다 재밌는데. 하여튼 씨발 근데 쿠노 씹새끼 좀 죽이려고 한 30분 컷당했어. 멘탈 나간다고? 그런가?
The theme on clinging to a picture book. It comes from the sentiment. It's clear you like that. Lower in fascism, many things, but it's yes, woman. That's what fascism boils down to. The rest
근데
is
이거
also
뭐냐 취향 안 맞는 사람한테는 좀 그럴 수도 있어.
You haven't because you've said the hard. Okay, that sounds much better. You're going to keep your for the nation. Of course you're.
여기까지는 일단 아까 했던 데는 그대로 쭉쭉 넘기고 아까 했던 데는.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. Yes. Good.
Oh, but
Wonder.
it is.
What? What is? Huh?
Yeah.
Does it mean
What else do you need? He looks at you.
she broke the bird? You know. I should have known.
Or you broke. Yes.
예전 몸마
The
오케이.
bird is.
They ride the cock now. Let me.
오케이 술병 완벽한 뭐냐
A thin
그것보다는
man
내가
is
애초에 이런 게임 그렇게 싫어하지
as you
않아.
step in. Okay. It's
그것보다는
definitely not his name. The man puts his cup down and replies something. His left hand drawing arcs in the air. He smiles. It's almost like music.
난 이 게임 그렇게 이런 게임 별로 싫어하지 않아.
You
꽤
see
좋아해.
a heavy. The cobalt. It leads to us. The door doesn't.
You do? It's eccentric.
It's hardly a side investigation.
Gart is the.
Can I help you?
아 씨발.
Can I? Another thing. Oh yes, that door. Sure.
네, 여기까지 하고
No.
Wondering.
Or some board.
He's attempting to maintain an air of.
Fine. So I haven't opened it. Yes.
자 이제 아까 했던 대로 할머니 배치 받고 할머니
Hello again. Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about.
Try to force a tear out of your duct. Really rip.
Officer.
Sweetie, I'm sorry, but I think. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I don't.
할머니 삥뜯기라니 따서 갚는다니까? 따서 갚는다니까? 내가 배치야 10개 뭐냐 10개짜리로 바꿔주면 되는 거
Oh,
아니야?
sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager.
Try to.
아씨 몸빨 다 썼나 보다. 좆됐다 씨발.
Hello. Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the.
Try.
아니 아까 한 방에 성공했는데?
Hello again. Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation.
Try to.
아니야 우리 레나 할머니는 그런 거 잘 들어주시는 착한 할머니라고. 쿠노 같은 씹새끼 말고.
Hello again. Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation.
Try to.
족같은 손에 지금 손전등으로 할머니 눈깔 지금 관광하고 있어가지고 지금 그래서 그러네. 이거 내려놓으면 할머니가 해줄 거임.
Hello again. Oh, sweetie, I heard your
Try to.
이상하다? 아 손에 빠루로 지금 협박하는 것 같아서 그래. 할머니 손으로 빠루로 협박하는 것 같아서 지금 그래서 지금 할머니가 안 해주는 거임.
Hello again. Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the man.
Your deportment remains.
맞지?
As you shed a single.
Sweetie, I only have.
Wonderful.
The
감사합니다.
Saint Baptiste dinghy races. The 33 races, on the other hand.
다시 찾아오겠습니다, 할머니.
Oh, it's not an ancient family heirloom or an.
야 좀 일어나봐 새끼야
Is in a
너.
deep slump.
옷 갈아입고 잼민이 소탕 탕하러 간다. 잼민이 씨발 대가리 부수러 간다 내가. 씨발놈. 이번엔 빠른 저장 아니고 아예 고정 저장 만들어 놓는다. 잼민이 씨발놈 죽이러 간다.
Well, light reflects.
아 예.
There's a golden sun melts down. Its rays
아
fill your
죽여주는 거.
nostrils with sunshine. Your stomach melts from it into a from the void we.
아 레벨 업. 야! 야 잼민이 일로 와봐.
Kuno's got this.
If there ever.
Oh yeah, nappa gumpy, Kuno.
Can't talk, pig. Shit's coming up strong.
Shit coming up strong. I mean drugs. The kids on.
Yeah,
Kuno's right.
the rake. You should rake.
The fuck does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener.
목소리만 들어도 화난다고?
Get the f out of here, face! You got something? Talk to me! No, get your ass handed to you by the Kuno. Can't talk, pig! Shit's coming up strong! Throwing rocks! Don't be traumatizing here! Get the f out of here! What's going on there? F are you trying to pull, pig?
Hey, Andor.
오케이.
Alright, enter Kuno.
It's always Kuno.
The fuck?
Watch out! Help!
Help! He's got the Kuno! Help! Help!
Escalate!
Pigs in here, Kuno!
씨발 새끼.
How did we get here?
다시 입어.
How did this happen? This makes no
쌍 새끼 그냥.
There may still be. Just appeal to his. Thump. The blow connects surprisingly well, leaving your knuckles. Kuno feels it. This was no light tap.
이제 평범한 대화를 나눌 수 있을 것 같지. 맞아, 쿠노.
Officer, this is.
Okay, pig.
이놈의 새끼 그냥.
You could almost
이게,
hear the gears rattling.
응,
A change in
애새끼를
set decorations.
체벌이 과도한 체벌은 문제가 되지만 그 적절한 체벌의 그 경계만 잡으면은 이 쌍놈의 재민이 새끼들이 설치는데 아주 그냥.
It's safe to say he did not establish dominance over you.
Kuno knows to respect that violent shit. You should see Kuno's dad.
이 새끼
Kuno's dad doesn't give a
셀프 패드립?
shit about anything.
셀프 패들이? 닌 쿠노 아빠 알아? 내 아빠 알아? 우리 아빠 아무것도 신경 안 써? 뭐야 이거?
The creature behind the fence has fallen ominously.
Okay, pig. Talk to Kuno. We're back in this shit. The fuck do you want?
이제 존경심을 갖게 됐냐?
You're dreaming, pig.
A little, but don't.
Don't let him dominate you, Kuno.
저 시체에 대해 아는 게 있나 빨리 말해라.
Shitload, pig. Watch it.
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno.
If I were to want to waste my time, which I do not, I would ask them.
The usual being. Have you
저
seen?
시체가 누군지 아나?
Kuno's fucking.
공감하면 안 돼.
Kuno
로드
uses
다시
the
해야 돼.
fucking for
씨발.
target practice.
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't.
이건 누구였냐는 거지.
Kuno knows what you meant. Kuno's not a snitch. That's all. Trying to make probably climbed. Kuno, you heard.
The city's too
아까
old for
봤던
him
거고.
to have left.
Told you fucking.
There is no night city.
Why you gotta? You wanna know what?
나이트 시티.
It's not fucking late.
Lame.
That's the name of Kuno City, bitch. Get the
Bitch.
fuck off Kuno's back. This shit
It's impossible to deduce.
왜 수상한 사람 못
what it
봤나?
just a couple of pigs.
Yeah, you
is. Looks like you're a fagari.
You're tested.
get lost.
Right, pig. This is where yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't. Yeah. Yeah, whatever. The fuck about it. Kuno's.
He's trying to hide the.
Kuno knows all kinds of shit. You're
All
tested.
kinds of shit.
Kuno does. Fuck does Kuno care?
He's on your crime scene, bossing you around. And he's been here for some time too.
Trying to fuck at the Kuno gonna fuck.
Normal is not what.
안 되네 씨발. 안 되네. 아 이거 또 존나 궁금한데. 할퍼가 될 리가 없겠지 이게?
This trash container is locked. The body is downwind.
We could try using a pry bar, the one you took from my motor carriage, or we could ask for a key from the manager of the whirling.
He might also have information. This is better than the bribe. This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says.
왜 안 되노?
This trash container is locked. Force time isn't happening. You've jammed the pry bar. There's a creaking sound as the pry bar slips under the lid. You hang from it like a moron, huffing and puffing. Clearly the technique is wrong.
The quality of metal is not the problem. Let's ask the manager for the key. This is clearly not working.
와 물리적사 4 필요하다고? 좋됐다. 헐 이거 중첩되나? 마셔봐 이거. 아니 더 마셔봐. 아니 더 못 마시냐? 이게 이렇게 주량이 줄어. 병신이야.
There are several footprints in the mud. Left
시각화
by
분석
workers.
83%.
Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked, maybe more than 12.
오!
No. 8 pairs.
하나하나
of boots.
살펴본다.
1. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 46. 2. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. 3. Hobnailed work boot. Steel reinforced. 4. Standard work boot. Number 4. You don't know. It's a miracle you. 5. Another standard work boot. Steel reinforced toe. 6. An aberration. Impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. You're not bad. It's as if the whole world. 7. The glowing outline of a 8. And yet another standard work boot.
How many? I
8쌍.
was pretty off then. I counted 20. I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary?
가봐연 발자국
A
41호.
woman or a kid?
확신할 수 없을 것 같다.
Understood. Anything else? 200? Could it be the combined weight of two people, one carrying the...
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Possibly, yes.
But why?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows. Even easier to carry on a stretcher, or between two men. Interesting. Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner, a drummer only uses their right foot for the kick drum. You're right, it's stupid. Perhaps it could be a driver.
운전수.
A driver would wear out their right shoe before the left.
He doesn't seem to hear you. Looking south.
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a... 200?
He might be right.
Possibly.
But why?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher. You have a point there. Anyway, it's something to consider. A week, maybe? 7...
It is not
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashon. 7
7일
days
동안
below
영하였다.
freezing.
피해자가 매달리기 전에 따뜻한 날이었다.
correct again. Sub-zero temperatures.
여기서 모든 일이 일어났던 것 같아.
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the truck. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed. They all stood in a row here and looked at the tree. Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over, hoisted him up.
피해자를 끌고 와서 나무에 올린 다음에 나무에 걸대같이 망을 보고 있었다. 여기서 무슨 일이 일어났는지 확실히 알아낸 것 같고.
The lieutenant's eyes narrow.
Either way. What else?
Some kind of superstar.
오! Some kind of
They say
superstar.
the world isn't ready for a rock and roll cop. No one
논리가
wants their
까이네.
state monopoly on violence to be
아니
mixed
별론데 이거
with
씨발?
celebrity worship.
아니 별론데?
They claim to know it would be dangerous
전기화학이
for
6렙으로
detectives to
상향된다고
rise to
스킬
the
제한이?
ranks of
씨발 이게 뭔
demigods
소용이야?
and have sexual encounters with
네 가지 스킬 중에 몇 개는 거의 다 여기 아니야? 아까 여기 아니었어? 시각화 분석 이미 6렙 제한이었는데 난 이거? 요거 2개 빼면은? 색 시각화 제한 전기압 평정 어디 있어? 평정 여기 있구나. 평정 내가 안 누를 것 같은데? 시각화 분석 전기박도 내가 더 안 누를 것 같은데 이제? 아 진짜 별론 것 같은데 이거? 요거 한번 해보자. 아! 뭐냐 노숙자 경찰.
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen. You seem to be
이게 일주일 된 시체라고? 아래를 본다.
A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly...
Active decay. It's okay to throw a...
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow Coon!
There he still is, looking right through you. The smell is repulsive. It...
머리 왜 이렇게 리얼해 씨발.
Too late. It's impossible to until a pool of vomit lies under your feet.
Keep it.
고마워.
The hangover is clearly making these worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head.
암모니아 서구하지.
That young woman, the gardener, mentioned she used. If
오줌
she
싸면
doesn't
되잖아.
have any, there might be some in the.
완벽한 비주얼이다 진짜. 한 손엔 술병, 한 손에는 빠루. Hello.
Hello again, officer. Sure. I'm go easy on that stuff. It gave me a
이 경찰
terrible
족관 도대체
headache.
뭐지?
Excuse me? Oh. Well, I did.
You didn't say she wrote it. You asked what it was doing.
Sir.
The timidness is gone for a second.
Okay.
이놈의 새끼들, 이놈의 새끼들. 노련미를 까버리네. 제한을 까버리고 개념하고 올라가는데. 버프 주는 것만 잊고 있어야겠다.
There he still is.
아이템. 아, 들고 있으면 된다고? 오케이.
There he still is, looking right through you. With his the ammonia only makes it work. The second time.
아, 또 토하잖아.
Your cheeks are wet with tears.
Are you okay? You're facing tough odds here. It's aggravated further by alcohol withdrawal.
내가 평생 경찰을 했다는데 이걸 왜 못 참는 거지?
I've seen captains puke their guts out. It never gets easier. Then drive to the station. I think I've lost my sense of smell.
아, 이 새끼는 후광을 잃었다고?
A white lie.
허니의
Not being
거짓말이라고?
hungover helps too.
아, 술 마셔서.
That's probably a good idea. You need to get your shit together. We should go talk to the locals. Find something else to do. Give it half an hour. Get yourself together.
근데 또 아, 씨발 이거 30분 후에 오라고? 나한테 씨발 30분 동안 뭐해, 씨발.
Fuck does Kuno care? Yeah, like a
You're lucky you didn't die there.
Yeah. Kuno's got. What are you? Like 8?
Perhaps you could compress this negative energy. That's right. Turn your weaknesses into conceptual strengths. Try. He's on your.
미치겠네 이거. 해준 몸마 실비 뭐 없잖아. 뭔 그걸 해준 몸마를 들어가. 아, 이 씨발 성공할 때까지 해야 되나 이거?
Looking right through you with his white
또 17%인데
eyes. The
미친.
body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell, emitting it. The ammonia the second time, not so much.
아, 소리 너무 리얼해 근데.
Tears.
아하하하.
No, I've seen strong men turn themselves. I've seen captain then drive to the station. Maybe throw up. I think I've.
A white.
Not being hungover helps too. Okay, you need to get your shit together. We should go talk to the local. Give it half an hour.
뭐야? 트레치 이하진님 팔로우 감사합니다.
There he still is, looking.
뭐 얻었다 근데. 정신머리 고압 농축기. 아, 30분 동안 뭐 하냐?
The worn and beaten wooden.
We can sit on benches after we've.
시체 같은 거? 살아있는 시체 볼 일이 뭐 몇 개나 있겠습니까? 이? Hello.
Life doesn't need to be a struggle. I'll be with you in a moment, officer. Let me just finish my sentence.
Have you no shame? Whining about your measuring tape.
말하는 게 딱 이러냐?
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that.
These manly men are playing ball.
한수 보여주지 공놀이 시간이다.
That's the spirit. Don't
진실.
even waste your breath asking about the game. They wouldn't know anyway.
아, 오케이.
They're way past their prime. You are immediately surprised by the balls. God, this is right. You feel the familiar tremble of excitement and adrenaline.
공을 느낀다. 아, 죽은 몸뚱아리?
The cold metal ball is surprisingly smooth against your neck. It has a pattern on it. Probably a sponsored ball. Already your muscles are adjusting. A chilly breeze ruffles your hair as you stand there, feet firmly planted. An embodiment of pure motion.
관성은 총구로 떠나는 총알만큼 억누를 수 있을 뿐이다. 공을 놓아준다. 총알 그 자체가 된다 나는.
Merde! Bordel de merde!
A whorehouse of shit.
똥덩어리 장녀촌? 이 개같은 할배가 죽고 싶냐?
It wasn't whorehouse of shit. The shot was at least 23 meters. Probably 24, and then some. Nothing.
What the hell is your problem? I don't care if you are a cop. You do not just ruin someone's game. It's so goddamn disrespectful.
분노가 느껴지네요. 근데 이유를 모르겠습니다.
Vandalized our game, son. We can't play pétanque with 5 bull.
아, 좀 투판 아니었다고? 오케이. 아, 오케이.
Well, it damn well isn't. It's pétanque. You ruined a pétanque.
Take it easy, René. This is just a misunderstanding.
Of course there's harm done, you orange slug.
여행이 불이 없습니다. 혹시 이거면 될까요?
Will this... No, it will goddamn not.
Thank you, officer. This is really something. Honestly, I think it's better than our old.
이게 이렇게 되네?
Mon Dieu. All right, fine. What do you want, officer?
Yes. Why did you come here? It's unlikely they know anything. You never know. He might know something. This is a good vantage point.
넉마두른 남자에 대해서 뭘 아시나요?
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, in Martinez, the union is the law. The cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen.
아니 이 할아버지 생각보다 이성적인 할아버지네?
I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
분노 조절 갑자기 존나 잘해.
He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent.
I'm confident they are indispensable in regard to all the paperwork and other administrative duties.
아니 이 게임 자꾸 이런 거 왜 물어봐? 아니 씨발 안 궁금해.
I know the kind. Gaston here is the same.
Oh, René. If you only knew life beyond confrontations, conflict, and extremities.
Ah, yes. King Philip the
아 선택지를 주면 또 궁금하단 말이야 문제는. 씨발.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury.
Cocaine? Cocaine?
Okay.
Superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be.
진정한 왕이라면 어떻게 나라를 다스려야 합니까?
Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood.
제 생각에 지도자는 자기보다 인민을 우선해야 될 것 같습니다.
A nation is only as strong as its leader. That's why it was such.
Don't get started on that again. What?
The Carabiner doesn't reply, but his entire being communicates unbreakable resolve.
코카인이란 무슨 말씀입니까?
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the purple nose candy the nobility loved so much. A cocaine connoisseur of sorts. His egocentricity is borderline legendary.
You can't even take responsibility for yourself.
이 할아버지 진짜 그거네. 진짜 레미숑 국기 부대네. 레미셜기 부대네, 씨벌.
That's why the Philippian kings use cocaine for clarity of vision, to aid in their work. Regnum cocainum.
대가리 깨져도 필리프. 대가리 깨져도 필리프 왕이야. 대가리 깨져도 필리프 왕이야.
I'm satisfied with this.
Of course. Clarity of vision.
Philip III was even brought into this world with the help of cocaine. The court made him administer the dose to his mother when she was in labor.
코카인을 통해서만 초월적 영향을 접할 수 있죠. 오케이. 정말 궁금하네요. 코카인이 어떤지.
He's just making excuses for the king's habits.
저는 술을 마셔서 천국에 갑니다. 아!
Please, officer, don't encourage him. Do spare us the cocaine.
Yes, indeed. We're not here to investigate.
Right.
군 구덩이 안에서 놀이를 하고 계시군요.
Yes.
여기 지진이 났던 겁니까?
No. It was left
아,
by
포화.
heavy artillery fire.
artillery fire.
Why what? Because that's what happens when communists hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home. Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly, should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda. And
자살 섹스를 추정하는 프로파간다?
We didn't so, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
It was probably a bit more complicated than that.
Because this place is a damn beachhead. Had to soften the commies up first.
착륙거점이요?
Yes. The military coordinated amphibious landing to take Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta. This here is Blood Ground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most
Blood Ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Don't get me wrong, officer. I hate those foreign dogs, but the enemy of my enemy and all that. They're the lesser evil. Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. The rest of the city got cleaned up, but
할배 말 존나 많네 그냥.
as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you...
You don't even begin to truly understand the place.
아, 노조가 내가 알고 있는 그 기업 노조가 아니고 진짜 그 공산당 노조였던 거예요, 씨발을?
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one.
I'm sorry it had to be them. After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol.
아 오케이. 스포라고.
Instead, all that is just.
할배 말 존나 많아요. 씨발 이거 진짜 비문학이야 이거 씨부랄. 야.
Everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain.
1%한테 무슨 관련인 겁니까?
It doesn't. That was 100 years ago.
프리셀이라는 사람 누구였죠?
Damn Fricel. He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him.
호이플로이안의 손에 많이 공이 처형당했다.
A true king in both blood and mind.
Some manner of self-deceit is present in his thinking. Sounds like this Guillaume abandoned.
The suzerain is the king. Has everyone forgotten already? It's no use talking to you. You are still in daddy.
이 소총에 대해 말씀해 주실 수 있나요? 고총. 아, 아까 총.
It's a Bell McGrave. 4.46 caliber. Breech loading. Reversion made.
후미장 정식. 레바솔제.
Unreliable. This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. I'm not surprised. There are probably lots of forgotten wartime weapons lying around here. Back in the day, as for the rifle, I don't know what else to tell you. This
함퍼? 이 씨발 말이 되냐 이게? 오케이. 서점이고. 그러니까 난 배경이 진짜 러시아식 러시아 뭐 그런 쪽인 줄 알았는데 이름은 다 엘랑식이요?
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest.
안달리즘이고.
Probably some kids.
The metal feels cold. A thick layer. That's Kuno.
아이 쿠노 개새끼가! Fucking Kuno!
Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a coast, studded with concrete and reeds. On it, a church on stilts. Lanky, weather-worn wooden planks. You know this to be the star.
설마 여기도?
This coin why place a tourist attraction in the middle of such poverty? Your money disappears and the curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch the view.
회색 생긴 유령처럼 보인다.
The lenses shift. The ghost sharpens into an islet in the bay. It looks as if it was abandoned quite some time ago.
Really? I don't have the eyesight to make.
아이스레이터로 못 뒤지네. 아이 씨발. 공병 땡큐. 응? 뭐 떴는데 대가리 위에? 아. 아 성수건이구나. 헬로. 아 씨발 이거 완전 그거네. 해주주기 게임이네 씨발.
Whoa. What a bridge with loose nails and rotten-fisted wood that creaks in the wind. A construct.
True. They never cleaned up the war damage. The bridge is fine enough. Locals use it.
아, 안돼 씨발. 아 되는구나. 오케이. 생각보다 맵이 넓네? 이 개 같은 잼민이. 아까 이 새끼도 존나 열받았는데 쿠노시엔가 뭔가 이름 존나 희한한 새끼. 죽을라고. 야.
Are you trying to sneak up on me?
Logic error. She's
Pigs come to take me out. Trying to snuff me out.
자는 거 맞니?
Don't get fucking clever with me, pig. Trying to sneak up.
뭐 이 대화 이게 다야? 눕나? 불황자 모자. 진짜 씨발 진짜 불황자 같아.
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building. You have no so many.
에이. 뭐 말이 안 걸어져. 근데 밖에 비가 비가 많이 겁나 와서 그런가.
Yes? What do you want to know? Good.
난 벌써 한 5시쯤 6시 다 돼갈 줄 알았는데 아직도 5시가 안 됐네? 아 근데 이거 되게 성공해보고 싶은데 이거? 오! 가발이면? 가발이면? 어스름이 뭐지? 어스름. 위협. 난 위협 따위에 뭔가를 맡기지 않습니다. 레버하면 한참 남았고. 나 이거 아까 5까지 올렸거든? 근데 술 먹고 다시 떨어지니까 킬포인트 하나 날아간 건가?
Yeah, you better keep walking.
분명히 아까 술 먹고 5까지 올렸었는데 일시버프인 거 아는데 폴아웃은 일시버프 먹고 나서 스킬 포인트 올려도 됐거든? 그래서 아까 일시적으로 올라갔을 때 5까지 올렸단 말이야? 근데 다시 디버프 되니까 뭐 이거 어떻게 된 거야? 술 한번 다시 한번 마셔봐. X됐다 이거 그러면? 문제 없다고? 킬포인트 하나 날아간 거 아니야? 왜 못 마셔냐 이거. 술 마셔. 술 마시면 다시 올라가네. 진짜 개같다. 일 날렸다 이러면은 씨발. 술 먹으면 다시 올라가네. 아. 힘 1 올리는 방법 없나? 좆됐다 그냥. 아니면은 생각으로 어떻게든 올려야 될 것 같은데?
A striking woman leans against the
Hello?
cabin top.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM. Beaton, my maiden.
라이트, 제 천시절 성이죠. 이거 RCN인 거 어떻게 아셨죠?
Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
Relax. She meant it in jest.
I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist?
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let...
He's trying to signal something. He
How interesting. I wish
보트에
you'd
타고
switch
계시네요.
recovery. Why, yes, I am.
보트를 탄 사람이 많지 않은데 아닌가요?
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago.
아, 저희가
How
군도가
else is
있다고요?
this? Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou.
르까예요.
technically the neighboring Ozone and Fas Alamer.
그냥 큰 단일섬 아니었나요?
Okay, if you want to get technical, the point is we're all on islands here, and sail is still the most expedient way to get from one island to. I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and it's for crossing long distances in the greater Ravachol industrial harbor.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for
도시와
crossing
제도
long
사이를
distances in the Bay of
왔다 갔다 할 수
Ravachol.
있게 해준다.
Between the city.
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she's. Before you do, it would be pertinent to ask other questions. Gather more
혹시 타고
info
계신
on
보트의
this
경제적인
boat.
측면에 대해서 이야기해 봅시다.
Oh my. The E word. You mean to say that it's a symbol of conspicuous consumption? That I'm a member of the ruling class?
아니요, 우리가 왜 새 자본에 예속되었다는 걸 상징하죠. 아주 질 나쁜 자본이요. 자본이 나쁜 게 있어?
Detective, may I remind you that Mrs. Messier is a professional.
Then what does that say? Does it say 33A? This old proletarian haunt here? As I said, plenty of people drive boats, of all social strata.
Your synopsis of flesh.
저거하고 혁명 이전에 지어진 겁니다.
Okay, it is anti-centennial.
곳에 있는 사람들은 이전과 다른 생활 방식을 가지고 있죠.
I assure you, they drove quite a hard bargain for this space. But you're right. I am a bourgeois woman, and this is my fast, like
어이, 부르주아 새끼 그냥. 어?
bourgeois boat.
이 녀석 이름 지어 주셨습니까?
Boat? No, it is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
이건 어떤 종류의 보트인가요?
It's a pleasure craft.
유람선,
A 19 pacer.
일종 경기형
It also
등급까지.
happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business. My sloop, I like it a lot. It's
말하는
like
게
yours here,
여유가 있어.
baby.
할매들이.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do.
Officer, I assure you,
The crowns of her teeth, her nonchalance might be related to.
good. Of course, detective.
들어봐.
Hey, psst, psst. Yes, you. Word on the street is you're.
네가
ready to
공산주의
start
다시 떼우라는 소문이
building
들려오던데?
Communism again.
다시?
Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. So, what about all that communism you've promised to
왜
build?
소문이 퍼져 있는 거야?
Word on the street is You've woken up.
내가 이 세계의 레닌?
Promising to erect. You keep saying things like.
네가 이런 얘기 했잖아.
Bourgeoisie, eat the
Bourgeoisie.
rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pockets. Okay, not everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big? Oh yeah, get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready.
총살 집행 때는 철장하지 맞자?
Too late to back out.
오케이. 마조프주의. 여긴 스탈린이 아니고 마조프라는 사람이 스탈린 비슷했나 보네. 마조프. 반동.
You're back. Good.
부유해 보이시는데 돈 좀 줄 수 있습니까?
Is what you want to say, but it isn't. Look at that lady. Take a well-kempt, yet tastefully short bob of dark hair. Despite the first while, dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. Her light green eyes, these are the kind eyes of the rich man that seem to say everything is possible. Within reason. Now look at you. You misery-clad simian. You're poor. Poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too.
이 사람한테 돈 달라고 할 수 없다고? 부끄럽다고? 어? 여기 왜 부끄러워? 난 부끄럽지 않아.
Oh, but you are. Too ashamed to ask this person for money.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
좋댔다 씨발 17%?
Voila.
오 씨발! 이게 성공했다고? 부유해 보이는데요. 돈 좀 주실 수 있습니까 부인? 돈 좀 주실 수 있습니까 부인?
Of course. How much do you need?
She's surprisingly nonchalant about
100원이요.
Could it be that she's...
That's a good sum. Not too small.
She removes a few notes and hands them to you. The paper is cold and oily to the touch.
So, I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still.
저를 제대로 저는 명예로운 경찰입니다. 예벌서를 몇 안 되는 선한 사람이죠.
You're right, man, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act.
Which he most certainly will do.
기부 감사합니다.
How else can I help the RCM today?
따까리는 아니지. 자존심 있지 않습니까?
Salaries.
에이구 바로 하고. 왜 말이 안 걸리지? 말이 안 걸린다? 버그냐? 아이콘이 씨발 왜 됐다. 아이씨 족같은 버그가 이렇게 가끔씩 있지.
Yes, reality and experimental side case.
How truly curious. A sort of philosopher.
제 가설에 의하면 현 시대 본질에는 질문이 최종적으로 우리의 수사적인 살인자 사건과 하나가 두려움을
Are they now?
A deep synthesis. I'll assist you however I can.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
Glad to have been of assistance. The little.
아니 이거 씨발 말 한 번 할 때마다 이거 다시 불러오게 해야 돼?
You're back. More lessons in basic reality. My favorite part: a bird, a Svenicid, some sort of krill hunter. No, of course you're not, my dear. I'm just. Ah. Or two. A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see. This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. A real high-rise, mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo...
Splat, splat.
응?
Wonderful.
저건 뭐죠? 스컬신디를 가리킨다.
The old lady rags. Looks like a sullen and rebellious member
열동 문화의 일원인 것
of
같습니다. 열동 문화요?
Yes. You and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the
아!
food in the
대중문화를 싫어하시는 이 반동주의자구만.
She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion. I can't. That's how simple it is. One may dye their hair green and wear their grandma's coat all they want.
자본주의는 모든 비판에 수용하는 능력을 가지고 있습니다. 자본은 비판하는 사람들 처벌이죠. 자본주의를 보강하게 되죠.
All right. What next?
Suddenly, you're not so sure you're part of the supraculture.
And what would that be?
She lets out an...
My reality impaired colleague is not... Many of the RCM's fashions, even weapon preferences, borrow heavily from classic Vespertine cop shows. My precinct alone. But please, do
Yes, let's.
당신은 누구죠?
What I am not is a basic
There may be a way to get her speaking about herself at some later.
We're in Martinez, baby.
Baby.
A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco...
She refers to your corresponding ages.
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour. North of the... You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year.
바다로 하셨죠. 그럼 여기 무슨 바다입니까?
Really a sea. It's the Bay of Revachol. Yes.
아, 바다 대양이 아니고 만이구나.
Known to the early Revacholians as les immenses.
Caillou, as you already know.
Caillou.
Imagine a pebble.
이 할머니 존나 친절하네. 다 알려주네 그냥.
It is clear this pebble and to humanity at large.
I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before. This place used to be a province. Revachol. The great kind. History detective. They built this city.
자, 이 도시는 누가 세웠습니까?
The nations of the Occident.
국가.
Or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile-Marat.
레이션은 언제 세워졌습니까?
In the DeLorean century.
300년 전, 400년 전.
380 years ago. They say it's where the terrible, by that I mean, conflict. We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people. Oh, we're quite a way off. 22 kilometers from the center of the world.
Silence. She lowers the water, the light. There is no recognition. Only.
We are where we are. I have no true answer.
This is one thought you need.
Was there something else you wanted to know?
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. Might I suggest not asking them all right?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
지금 전부 배워놓지 하면 내가 게을러지지 않을까?
Of course not. You are already diligent for getting this far. And
Indeed. I'm always at your service. These are unimportant times, detective. For the big time.
한탕시기 말이에요.
The revolution.
Revolution.
It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next. Who gets
어쪽이 총살당했습니까?
who gets the mineral rights? Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people.
세계혁명이 일어나는 동안 4천만 명이 죽었다고?
But the communists, they all got.
무슨 혁명을 했는데 씨발 4천만 명이 죽어?
Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well.
She likes the totality of it.
반격을 했나요? 그들이?
Did they ever? Before they
200만
shot
명이
themselves,
미친.
They shot 2 million
아니 전쟁
people.
규모가 말도 안 되네.
Yes, the Red Deluge. The Insulindian Deluge, they call it. I see. Yes. Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. It was unceremonious. Just as well, the real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive
뭐
life
혁명을
as a
2차 대전급으로 하냐
venture
진짜.
in Grad. About head shooting, the liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean liberals are usually middle-class people, detective, or the remaining gentry. The
혁명 전
beneficiaries
계급
of the
체제에서 수혜 계층.
pre-revolutionary. Some were rich enough to stay with the constitution, with monarchy. Big mistake. Others, they didn't win so much as survive. We were the last
We. She's one of them.
to foreign intervention. The coalition. Those
Coalition.
people, really. The liberals took everything that wasn't nailed to the ground. The coalition took the ground. The ocean, the laws, and the people. The coalition of nations. Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and
씨발 뭐야? 프랑스랑 러시아 합쳐놓은 나라인데 다른 연합국들이 그냥 박살내가지고 땅을 조져놨던 거네?
Moralist thing to do. The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. At least not in the same manner and volume as the others do. This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took.
The color of moralism is blue. The official motto of Moral Intern, or Moralist International, is a blue forget-me-not.
어느 쪽이 헌신하지 않는 선택지를 고르라면 저는 도덕주의자기도 하고 아니기도 합니다. 그럼 모티브 나라 또 있다고?
An almost endearingly moralist standpoint, the turn of the century revolution. The revolution began in 02 on the Isla of... It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease.
문둥병?
It made people overthrow their government. Of course not. It was a highly infectious microorganism that
뇌를 파먹는 전염성한 미생물?
The actual causes of the revolution were material.
It was a funny time in history. They discovered transistors and...
From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Mazov's government was overthrown in 08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later.
팬데믹 터지면서 혁명이 일어났는데 그 정부는 또 전복됐고 다른 코민이 일어났는데 그 코민도 외세 연합이 막살냈다.
Why? You and I, officer. Our lives, a city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting interregnum of the coalition of
팬데믹을
nations.
예측한 것인가?
And you, of course. The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol, modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-eslary communication, telematic milieux,
뭐야 다른 도시들은 뭔 방사능?
In Revachol,
51 minus 8 equals 43.
Time flies.
그럼 우리 또 뭐 하고 있었던 겁니까?
The 20s saw a decade of urban war west of the river level. Offshore platforms
완전 또 그거 같기도 하네. 뭐냐 소련 붕괴 후에 러시아 옐친 정권이 개 조져놨을 때 경제 붕괴됐을 때 그때 같네 좀.
The 30s. Things settled down in the 30s.
All that untaxed income must have fueled the new.
Yes, and quantitative easing. It was a market mirage, unfortunately. The 40s dispelled it. An Isla-wide hangover. Welcome to reality, baby.
Welcome to reality, baby.
For her to be where she is, why?
They picked the winning side. Perhaps it wouldn't have turned out that way had I been in charge. I would have sided with the cannons. If you'd seen the calibers of 10 of the 14 in... Good question. What would you have done differently?
저라면 더 많은 사람은 죽였을 겁니다. 필요했다면 4억 명도 죽였을 거예요. 이게 D세계 5홍이냐고? 그럴 수도 있겠네.
The cold runs down your spine as
I see. A tenth of humanity. The key of history is in the lock. Keep turning at any cost.
전부 제 것이 될 때까지요. 레바솔의 검은 물든 잎사귀 모돈들도 모두 내게 될 것, 내게 될 때까지.
the wind stops, and for a moment, there's silence.
It's all yours.
All yours. That's been the motto of many an... Believe it or not, Wild Pines isn't even the most notorious example. That would be Saint-Baptiste.
Opinions expressed here do not reflect the official position.
RCB의 공식 입장을 대변한 게 아닙니다.
And what is your official position?
My position, ma'am? My parents got ripped to shreds in the revolution. I would have gone the same way. I was saved by being 2 years old.
홍명다씨 사지를 뜯겼다고?
The abattoir.
Understandable. They are what they are. Anyway.
Now's your chance. Ask her.
진작 여사님이 누군지 알고 싶습니다.
I am the vilest of the vile. A traitor. A devourer of nations and infants. I am an ultra.
초우파가 뭐죠?
An ultra liberal.
아, 너도 나랑 똑같은.
From the revolution. It's not the moderate kind.
그게 뭐 그렇게 타락했다는 겁니까?
Haven't you heard? I am a nether creature of the forbidden swamp.
전 왕을 똥마차 아래로 밀어버리고 혁명을 배신한 금단의 아래 괴물이에요.
We surrendered the nation to financier pirates. No sane person identifies as ultra-liberal anymore.
돈이 받았어요.
Not in broad
돈
daylight.
100원 받았어.
In her green eyes, you see a mixture of truth. and
당신을
self-satire.
용서할게요. 순전히 당신이 매력적이기 때문입니다.
Pride.
A devil, who being of great charm and guile, sneaketh into the homes of the godly.
That dialect is Ubisunt. You recognize it a quote from somewhere. A play. Beneath her waterproof raincoat and silk shirt is a body imbibed in numb 12 perfume. You are suddenly and intimately aware of it.
시가요?
Steal, kill, and destroy. That they say we've been doing for over 4 decades now. Perhaps regrettably. I've had my fill for this century. In any case, I'm glad we can remain patient despite my
엉뚱한 얘기를 하고
skill
있어 갑자기.
and my perverse need to infiltrate and betray both kingdom and rep. When the dust settled, the liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival, they were handed enormous power to shape the future.
당신이란 뭔가 달랐을 것 같습니까?
This was all our, with due respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government that keeps Martinez and
While a gentle wind sweeps the streets in the rebuilt East,
I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the coalition. Not here in Martinez, and not in the Then for my daughters, we had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should have burned the whole East.
당신은 똑똑한 여자군요.
Perhaps. My intellectual vanity will be my undoing.
you're no dummy yourself.
저도 그렇습니다.
A smart boy getting smarter, one basic term of reality at a time.
딸들이 있어요?
Yes. Whatever else I am, I'm also a mother and a wife.
오는 뭐
Now, shall we return to reality? Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I
와,
know.
나이트 선택지가 존나 많이 남았어. 큰일 났다, 씨발.
What we do.
There was a touch of discomfort.
The Pines' core competency is logistics.
운적회사.
Container shipping, freight, that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration.
근데 이 설명은 진짜 이 세계관 설명은 진짜 이 아줌마가 다 해주네 진짜.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo tribes. Companies awarded royal.
Why, thank you. I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year The company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue. 20 billion is a large number, but the conglomerate employs 72. A conglomerate the size of the Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Somalians and Indian Eastlands 250 years ago.
아니 아까 야따자고 선택지 떠가지고 눌렀는데 말 돌리더라.
Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into. You know more than you let on. Certainly it helped, but most of the original Indo tribes have. You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners?
전 세계 화물에 8%?
For moving 8% of the world's cargo, there are no minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trades. First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies.
The octopus that straddles Revachon. The Emergencies Act is the...
Good luck is only kept in place.
What the man means is that the
You'd be shooting your...
But I am derailing us. I believe the official title is...
선임 근로 협상가다.
In practice, I'm a grocery clerk.
아니 오늘 뭐 씨발 긴급 재난 문자가 계속 날라오는 거야? 한사태 위기 경고? 뭔데?
No way. She's more. She can make decisions.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped. Now they won't even let me into the harbor.
아 드디어 이야기가 나오네. 그 거안에 대해서 알려주십시오.
Blocking the gates. What can I say? The union employs a giant covered in
인종주의자, 인종차별주의자 거인. 채영이 있기 전에 어떤 친척이 있었습니까?
And when did you?
I arrived 3 weeks.
3주 전에 왔다.
Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite
노조위원장 클레어.
he granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes.
1일차?
Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say,
ludicrous even. It's meant.
요구사항은 뭡니까?
There are leaflets everywhere and every worker.
모든 노동자를 이사 미쳤냐? 진짜 돌았음?
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
그 사람 비즈니스가 뭔지 모르는 것 같군요.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker a member of the board.
이게 뭔 뜻인지도 모르겠군요, 대부분.
Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the
모든 사업자 결정을 내릴 때마다 2,200명의 노동자부터 서명을 받으라고? 미쳐버린 것인가?
This is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they king.
An opening gambit, surely.
합상 개수형 허세로 들리는데요.
So I hoped. But this type of opening is usually followed by a more reasonable offer. And now, people are getting lynched.
Excuse me. From whom did you hear?
I first heard it from the boyer at the
출입구에 있는 보이아에게 처음
the one
들었다.
whose very name advertises his aversion to
아, 그 개새끼!
This checks out.
고몽이라는 사람이 무슨 일을 한 겁니까?
Mr. Clare told him to have fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see. Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator. Mr. Clare.
입구 쪽에 있는 구사대원은 여사님이 심어둔 겁니까?
The scabs. You mean the huddled mass? If they were organized by Wild Pines, or it's
implied.
조합장 클리어 씨에 대해서 말해주십시오.
Clare is a man of the utmost integrity.
She's being sarcastic. Don't take her performance literally.
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood. He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemable,
에드가 클레어.
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talked. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo.
조합 추천 어떻습니까?
While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of that. The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect...
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only... And your opinion, detective, if I may ask. I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
거머리.
Indeed, and a hungry one.
선거에서 어떤 일이 일어났습니까?
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous four...
Disappeared?
실종됐다고?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter, downright haunting, if you ask me. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be...
Of course. How else? Quite a few things. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to...
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced us. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid...
How curious. Why is that, detective?
'Twas stolen by some artist, surely. Best to pin the blame on them. Everyone knows you can't trust artists.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
제가 먹여버렸죠. 알겠습니까? 아무것도 기억이 나지 않아요. 이 도시도 이 세계도 아무것도요.
Oh dear.
She must have been suspecting something for...
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very...
Of course, I sympathize. But I'm afraid I...
Hang on. She's a professional
58%.
negotiator. She should be... I mean, consider this. Perhaps she has been
72%.
all along. That you convince easy.
오케이.
Just offer her a favor, like I said.
저희의 사법 집행을 자격을 입증해줄 다른 길이 있지 않을까요?
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be...
You're in, but it...
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal. The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Or, you can recover your...
Detective, a word in private.
Wow, you work hard. Oh, yes. You hustle. Oh, yeah. Like a horse.
내가 열심히 어떤 식으로?
Look at yourself. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up.
나는 씨발 뒤질 때까지 질주할 거다. 샹 것들아. 바지 입었냐고요? 바지 안 입었어.
Life and death. But you got gills on you. It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. Sure, sure. And has it been easy? Are you rich? That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still...
족같은 세금 때문이야.
Hey, that's right. 100%. Fucking G-Man's got... Our tax is almost non-existent in the Gotham estate. That is Revachol. You and I both. But they got those indirect. 98% of all your money. Here you go, hustler. Fight the righteous.
에이. 아 왜? 같이 하기 왜?
This is not going quite as I hoped it would. Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and you know, not volunteer it. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about you.
Maybe this is all her plan. She might have heard about you.
I wouldn't go that far. Her reaction did come off as sincere to me. I think she's...
그 제이는 큰 그림이 이불였겠지. 이 모든 게 전부.
Yes. Knowing this does not really change our position, however. No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must... What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate. Oh, that would be fantastic, but...
The situation might have changed.
You could request...
이 신분증 찾을 수는 있나 이거? 자, 뭘 하나 올려야 되는데... 물리적 수단. 의외로 쉽게 찾는다고요?